Hi there, everyone. Welcome and thanks for joining us. We do hope you're well and doing the right thing to get this coronavirus pandemic under control. That, of course, means wearing your mask, keeping your distance from others, washing your hands regularly, sanitizing, and getting vaccinated. It's another Saturday, and we continue to keep you informed through this half-hour journey inside Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. Sit back and relax for informative features on education, health, and your finances on the other side of this important message.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Our children have been out of school for a year and a half. The impact on their education is significant and it will be long-lasting. As a responsible government, we cannot place the education of your children, our children, at risk. There is a ray of hope, and that hope comes in the form of the vaccine.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Children are spending more time at home and engaging in distance or online learning. But not all students find this mode of learning easy. Here is a feature of one child sharing her coping skills to help others with learning online.
It's now been our reality for over a year. In-person learning replaced by online engagement. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to affect how we interface, students are learning to adapt to this new era of education. Many are coping well, but some simply have not. In today's feature, we will highlight how 12-year-old Thea Nango is helping her schoolmates cope with online learning. Thean is a grade 7 student at the Denby High School in Clarendon. She recently came to the aid of her schoolmates after creating a video to help them cope with virtual classes.
I noticed that some of my students were coping while majority of my students were not coping so well. So I decided to ask the ones who are coping to share their strategy. And Tia Nango was the most outstanding one.
In her roughly 1 minute and 20 seconds video, Thean can be seen outlining to her classmates the steps she takes to prepare for online class.
Well, for me, I prepare for online class by waking up early in the mornings, about 5 a.m. I do my chores, practice proper hygiene, and eat a balanced diet. And I also get ready for my class at 8 a.m.
She then goes further to list 9 tips they can use to have a successful virtual session.
9 tips you can do to have a fun and educational online class. Number 1, practice time management. Number 2, eliminate distractions. Number 3, stay motivated. Number 4, limit social media. Number 5, figure out how you learn your best. Number 6, hold yourself accountable. Number 7, make the most of online class discussions. Number 8, always be ready for any activity. And last, set a major goal that you want to achieve.
This video was very helpful to my students in particular. I shared it with my students during form time, and I noticed that the students were more open and willing to share the things that they were experiencing. Students are participating a little better, whereas that they're interested in participating, they want to assist with completing tasks. So I realized that the students are a little more interested in school.
I feel very happy in myself that I could get to help someone in my classroom to cope with it better.
As a result of her form class's positive response to Thean's video, Miss Blake decided to share it with the school's grade 7 coordinator.
I shared her video. I shared it with the grade coordinator so they can share it in the different grade 7 WhatsApp group. She was very excited about the video. She was like, "This is really good, Miss Blake. This is a great idea." So she shared it with the other students.
The fact that Thean was able to put together such a useful video that is now helping her entire grade came as no surprise to her form teacher and parents, who have always regarded her as a hardworking, responsible, and focused student.
Tian possesses one quality that I think is missing in most students: passion. She's passionate about school, passionate about learning. I can count on Tian if I'm not there to send me a message to say, "Miss, I'm in class and I'm not seeing you." And I'll be like, "Tian, I'm on my way, don't worry. Just a little delay with my internet," because sometimes that happens. Tian is an assistant for monitor for the class. She is very active. She completes her tasks effectively. One of her tasks is to post the names of the students in the WhatsApp group so that the parents can see the names of the students who are present for the day. And she's always on time. I can say so far her grades are in 80 and above. Excellent grades. So she's doing really well in school.
Her father and I are so proud of her, and the whole family feel proud of what she does. So I'm happy and I'm giving God thanks that she will continue to perform.
The aspiring lawyer and soldier has pledged to continue to excel in her studies so that she can further make herself, her parents, and teachers proud.
I want to continue doing well at Denby for my few years ahead, and I wish to help other students at Denby that are coming up in my generation now. And I can't achieve that without studying and my family and friends and the Lord with me.
For Tian, I wish her all the best, and I want to encourage her to continue to work hard and to do her best at all times. For my students, I want to encourage them to follow the tips carefully, continue to do their best, and it doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter where they're placed, whether it's online or physical, they can do it.
Getting the first dose is not an excuse not to wear the mask, not to social distance or physical distance, not to sanitize. Getting the first dose is not justification for deciding that you're going to resume the parties, the gatherings beyond the limits that have been established. The journey is to observe the protocols, take the second dose when it is time, and then we will resume some semblance of normalcy once we achieve herd immunity.
Government is spending big on modernization and expansion across the public health sector to meet current and future health needs of the population. Let's now look at developments taking place at the Bustamante Hospital for Children, one of several facilities receiving improvements. Keep watching.
The health of our children forms the foundation for their future well-being and that of the nation. So the Jamaican government is prioritizing both the preventative and curative approaches to pediatric and adolescent health care.
Which is why we address issues around sugary drink in schools, the physical activity program in schools.
To improve and expand curative services, billions of dollars are earmarked for a 10-year strategic plan for the renewal and rebuilding of public health.
We're looking at about 27.2 to 31.2 billion Jamaican dollars to build out our new public health infrastructure over the next 5 years.
The Bustamante Hospital for Children is the only specialist facility of its kind in the English-speaking Caribbean. Located on Arthur Wint Drive in Kingston, this hospital delivers diagnostic, curative, preventative, rehabilitative, and ambulatory services for patients from birth to 12 years old. The hospital has already been benefiting from service and infrastructure upgrades over the years, but in July 2021, a new master plan was unveiled to further its modernization.
The upgrades include the addition of pediatric cardiac ward, a parent overnight suite, medical ward, and we will also be adding diagnostic services block, the operating theater suite, accident and emergency building, and a specialist outpatient block. These developments are in keeping with our 10-year strategic plan for health and a recognition of the importance of addressing the needs of the full spectrum of age cohorts within the society.
Over the next 2 years, the National Housing Trust, National Health Fund, and the Southeast Regional Health Authority will partner to construct a 5-story building to house the hospital's new parents' overnight suite and wards.
While it is our mandate to deliver houses to our contributors, we are also committed to community development by improving important infrastructure that will contribute to the well-being of our contributors as well as the wider Jamaican society.
$120 million will be spent on Phase 1 of the project, which includes construction of the overnight suite. This will provide a space for parents to be close to their children receiving medical care. The 3 upper-level wards will be completed in Phase 2. Children attending the hospital will get to experience an environment that is aesthetically pleasing and therapeutic in nature.
The project was designed to enhance customer experience through the use of artwork and modernistic architectural concept. And from my part, I'm going to put on the makeup, which is the greenery surrounding it. I personally think we're also going to add some birds and animals to create home away from home kind of a look.
The hospital's development will also be enhanced by planning improvements to the roadway along Arthur Wint Drive. This will be widened to create 4 lanes with proper signalization and a possible overhead bridge with direct entry into the hospital. In the meantime, progress is taking shape as a new pharmacy was opened at the hospital in June 2021. It was constructed at a cost of $70 million, courtesy of the National Health Fund. This new state-of-the-art pharmacy offers a spacious environment to serve its approximately 8,000 clients monthly. It is equipped with increased dispensing windows and a sterile room to protect the integrity of the prescription drugs. So with all this, staff, parents, and their children in a near future will be able to enjoy healthcare delivery and healing in a more convenient, safe, and caring environment.
Is your facility approved for COVID-19 testing? The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, through the JANAC Accreditation or Pre-Accreditation Approval Program, validates labs and point-of-care testing facilities such as medical centers. Accreditation safeguards the quality of test results and consumer well-being. Use a JANAC accredited or PAP approved facility for your tests, and let's defeat COVID-19 together. Contact the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation, confirming competence, providing confidence in the marketplace.
You want to be rich? Well, maybe just to live comfortably. Practicing good financial habits such as spending less than you earn and saving and investing is a good place to start. Learn more on how to achieve your financial goals and create wealth with these tips from the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service's inaugural Wealth Summit.
My presentation today is on getting the best bang for your budget. Budgeting, simply defined, is creating a plan to spend your money. Good budgeting, however, is ensuring that you're spending less than you earn. I know budgeting can be hard. You make a budget and you find it difficult to stick to it, but it's one of the best ways to keep track of where your money is going every month. And then you can identify what changes you need to make in order to reach your financial goals. When making your budget should include things like your needs, your wants, your savings, your investments, and your emergency fund. So typically what we're saying is that your money monthly should be going towards savings, your bills and utilities, your insurance, and your emergency fund. You also would want to ensure that when you're making your budget, you give every dollar a job and keep track of your spending. Keep a financial journal if necessary. This will help to keep you on track, and you can record and identify the things that you're actually spending your money on. So, one of the first things you'd want to do when you're creating your budget is create a financial plan, and it will help you to map out the actions that you need to take towards achieving these goals. And please ensure that you put your short-term as well as your long-term goals in your financial plan. After you've created your financial plan, then you'd want to identify all your streams of income. Your streams of income is not only your 9 to 5, and that's a mistake that a lot of us make. What about your other passive incomes? What about the earnings you make from your skills? You might be getting an inheritance. You might be getting an annuity. You might be the type of person to buy and sell things. You have to account for every single dollar you make. And likewise, if you're going to account for all your earnings, you'll also have to account for all your monthly expenses. And your monthly expenses is not only your utility bills. A lot of times we neglect to include the other things that we have to spend on. Sometimes the simple things like our personal care, your groceries, your hair care, your wants. Some of us have things that we have to do to maintain our mental health. Include those things in your budget. All things must be accounted for, so you identify where all your income is coming from and you identify all your expenses. So now, let's uncover some of those bad financial habits that are wrecking our financial future. And while it's easy to identify some of our big expenditures, sometimes it's uncovering some of those smaller, more sneakier daily expenses that will save you a lot of money in the long run. My first question to you is, are you paying your bills on time? Paying your bill late comes with penalty fees, and these fees add up. Implementing the right debt payoff strategy, you can pay off your debt quickly, end up saving more, and you end up having more money towards your other financial goals. Prioritize paying off your debts. Things that we tend to let slip through as well. Most banks have a charge that is associated with going to the ATM. Not to mention, if you decide that you're going to use another bank's ATM because it's more convenient, then you end up paying 2-3 times the amount. So you have to keep a close eye on your money, guys. You have to keep track of these fees. Cutting out unnecessary expenses will actually help you to save a lot of money each month. So let's quickly talk about some of the money habits that we need to develop. Pay yourself first. Take out money for your savings. Put it in an investment account if you have to. Have a separate bank account, but pay yourself first. Build up on your retirement fund. Increase your deductions. This will not only help you to put more money towards your retirement saving, but it also reduces your taxable income. And try to make it at least the amount that your employer will match. That's like getting free money. Who doesn't want free money, right? Save for the future. Saying things like YOLO or FOMO can make you feel like you need to spend all your money now. But there needs to be a balance. Enjoy your life now, but be sure that you're saving money for the future and working diligently towards your goals. Live below your means. If you're spending more than you earn, at some point, you're going to have to require credit to cover the rest. If you find yourself having to get credit to pay for basic things, then you need to revisit what you're doing. To grow your money and create real wealth, you need to start investing. invest your money and help to build up and secure your financial future. Last but not least, invest in a critical illness plan, guys. So I'll end by saying, not budgeting your money, combined with bad financial habits, not saving, can leave you vulnerable to unexpected emergencies, living from paycheck to paycheck, not to mention not having enough money for retirement. You can achieve your financial goals. It's just a matter of prioritizing, sticking to your budget, and tracking your spending.
It's the 11th staging of the JIS Heritage Competition. Students, show your national pride by entering the essay, poster and photo competition. Primary school students, enter the essay competition. Triumphant, proud and free. Use this phrase from the song Jamaica Land of Beauty to explain our nation's heritage and achievements. High school students, design a poster that best portrays the phrase triumphant, proud and free. And university students, capture a photo that depicts the phrase triumphant, proud and free. Submit your entries by October 31. Visit jis.gov.jm for competition guidelines. Triumphant, proud and free. The JIS Heritage Competition 2021.
We must exercise. We must seek to eat the right portions of the food groups that these studies have shown are important to a healthy body. And healthcare in Jamaica, I think, needs to shift somewhat away from the challenges of curing ailments to the challenge of preventing.
And as Jamaica moves to balance its disease prevention interventions with the curative aspects of healthcare, Jamaicans must explore the role that the foods we eat can play. Nutrition does play a role, both as a risk factor and as a tool for managing diseases such as cancer.
Essentially, cancer occurs whenever one of the cells in the body decides that it's going to misbehave and not listen to any instructions at all. And so it just grows and grows and grows and doesn't listen to the regular body signals to say, this is how you should behave. So it's really a misbehaving cell which proliferates and grows, and it then becomes a misbehaving tissue.
And what you eat or not can make a difference in how your body's cells behave.
The fundamental control systems in your body are all chemicals, and therefore the chemicals that you put in your body comes from food. So if there is any mismatch or which can occur, one can end up with having what we call a risk of cancer.
Doctors say that a typical diet for most Jamaicans, with its huge servings of starchy foods like rice, flour, yam and banana, with only small amounts of vegetables, does not provide the healthy benefits that can come through our diet. Instead, doctors suggest eating more fruits and vegetables rich in fiber and antioxidants, and fresh foods high in calcium and vitamin D. Fat-related chemicals are among those that tend to promote cancer, so diets that are high in fat create more of a predisposition to the disease. Alcohol can also have a negative impact.
We say you should not smoke. We also say that you should not consume alcohol if at all possible. The equivalent of an ounce a day is perhaps the limit that we'd allow.
Of course, there are other things not in our foods, found in our environment, which can cause you to get cancers, including toxins such as asbestos. But our focus here is on the role of what we consume, particularly processed foods, which doctors agree should only be eaten in minimal amounts. Some processed meats, for instance, have been linked to things like the propensity to develop colon cancer. To lower the risks, nutritionists recommend fresh meats that are broiled, baked, or steamed to get rid of the excess fat. Nutrition is seen not only as a means of prevention, but also part of the treatment for diseases such as cancer. Patients with cancer are often given specific nutrition interventions as part of their treatment regimen.
So apart from the specific surgical procedure you may have, or the radiological procedure that you may have, radiotherapy, or even the chemotherapy that you may have, nutrition also plays a role in you surviving your therapy.
In striving for a healthy lifestyle, which includes eating well, it's important to maintain physical and mental fitness. Fit individuals engaging in physical exercise at least 3 times per week are more likely not to have any of the chronic, non-communicable diseases such as cancer.
You should engage in at least 3 bouts of physical activity, at least 30 minutes for the day, moderate walking at minimum or the equivalent. You should have to be as stress-free as possible, and you should aim to achieve your ideal body weight. So those factors would generally lead you to what we consider to be a healthy lifestyle, which will tend to protect you not only from cancers but also other cardiovascular diseases like diabetes and hypertension.
Disease prevention should be our priority. So let's all make our food our medicine and our medicine our food. It's everybody's business.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
The best indicator of Jamaica's capacity in managing the health system would be the number of beds that we have. And we have to be very careful about how we as a country loosen our measures, because very rapidly this virus could spread and the number of beds that we have could easily be used up. That would throw us into a crisis. It was not so long ago, in February, that we approached that crisis level. We do not want to get there again.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
And that's all we have to share with you on today's journey through the pages of Jamaica Magazine. Be sure to join us again tomorrow for another show. Until then, there is more you can watch on our website, jis.gov.jm, or our YouTube channel. You can also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire team here at the GIS, I am Adrian Atkinson, urging you to take the COVID-19 vaccine, wear your mask, wash your hands or sanitize, and stay safe.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.